Remakes get tired to me. Like, what do you have in your artistry? Y'all mean to tell me ain't nobody making no fresh beats in this? What's going on, everybody? It's your girl B Octavia, and I am back with another video. Now, I haven't talked about Boosie in a while because he always on social media. He has this personality that everybody is drawn to, but you know, just like everybody else, he has his faults. And I'm gonna tell you a fault. Well, it's really a fault on Rod Wave's part and Boosie's part, right? So, if you don't know what happened, Boosie came out recently and said that he plans on suing Rod Wave. And not just Rod Wave. Of course, we know about Young Blue and what Young Blue did to him and stuff like that. As far as like signing for a certain amount that was real high and not breaking him no bread, or he broke him a little bit of bread off, but he told him that it was just off the muscle, off the strength of fucking with him. But you know, that was a part of that deal, and he didn't let Boosie know. That was that, right? He's suing Rod Wave for a song that is on Rod Wave's latest project called Nostalgia. And Rod Wave ended up sampling Boosie's 2010 song called Long Journey. Ever since Rod Wave dropped his version, people have been making comparisons and contrasts where there really doesn't need to be. A lot of people are saying Rod Wave did it better. And I believe that within itself caused Boosie to get as mad as he has. But I do think that, you know, the situation with Young Blue, it put a bad taste in his mouth on dealing with the younger generation as a whole, you know. Maybe the women. He'll still fuck with the women. But as far as like the rappers, the young male rappers coming up today, they do a lot of shiesty things. Not even just the young ones, but especially the older ones, the ones like Boosie's brother, who, you know, was in on it with Young Blue, and he took some money and Blue took the rest, and this, that, and the fourth. So it's the older ones and the young ones, but I can see how it puts a bad taste in Boosie's mouth moving forward, and then something like this happens. It kind of proves some of his points about the youth. That Boosie is partly wrong for coming out and saying that he's going to sue Rod Wave before even having a conversation with him. Now, again, that's where Rod Wave's fault comes into play, because as a young man who, you know, might have been inspired by the song or what have you, you got to understand that reaching out and asking at least, you know, would say a lot of good about your character versus getting inspired, using it, you know, sampling it to a degree where it's like, bruh, you really should have called him. Like, you using word for word. It's not even just the beat, you know, that you're using. You're using word for word of what Boosie said. You could have just reached out. That could have did a lot to avoid this. And Boosie, being who he is, I would hope that he would have been open to that conversation, because that's where it just starts to go back and forth of who was wrong and who was right, when they both had faults in the situation. Boosie could have reached out as an older gentleman and been like, hey, can we chop it up about this song, this specific song where you're sampling and do. Instead of going on Instagram, instead of voicing it to the masses that you pissed, you could have had that conversation. And then, you know, if the conversation didn't go right, then you could come out and speak your piece and whoop-de-woo. That would have been a lot more mature than how Boosie handled it. Another reason why Boosie is pissed is because he states that he can't even get a feature from a lot of these guys, and they turn around and sample his music. That to me would hurt too as a creator. That would hurt, you know, God knows how much that would hurt as an artist, that you paved the way, you made an impact on rap, speaking on Boosie, right? But it'll still do numbers. It'll do so much more numbers to join with the youth and make a new sound, make a new wave, you know, create something that can live on from this point. To hear that he can't even, it's hard for him to get a feature from these guys because they smelling they self, as the older folks will tell us. Well, that's a shame. Y'all can't be stealing the flows and stealing the steez of back then. Being inspired by these guys when y'all was shorties, and then turn around and not handle business the way that you should. Rod Wave did respond, y'all. And I don't know about his response. You know, like, maybe it's because I got family down in Florida. And, I mean, it's just, it's certain ways that folks be talking where I'm like, pull up to do what? You know? Like, that shit just have to make you quite skeptical. So I'm gonna play it real quick.
Let's start, man. Man, you ain't got to sue no nigga like me, man. I'm gonna pull up. Fuck you talking about suing me? I hope that ain't what he say. Yeah, bro, I'll pull up on you, bro. Tell me a number. Tell me a real number, though. I don't care a real number. They gonna pull up and make sure you straight. Nigga, you ain't got to fucking sue me. Fuck.
Do y'all see what I'm saying? I hear him. I hear him when he say, I could pull up and drop any reasonable amount that you know, whoop-de-woo. I hear that part. But, like, it's like the first 20 or so seconds where I'm like, you could pull up. Y'all niggas in Florida is crazy. That's a huge reason why that's like a part of me that I just won't date ever. You won't catch me with no guy with no wigs. You won't even catch me with a guy that used to have wigs. That just kind of, it scared me a little bit. I'm like, don't go there with it. Like, talk to the OG like a good way. Because you scaring me, Raw Wave. Like, y'all boys don't need to get into it like that. And I hope it's not. I'm just trying to see it both ways. I hear you talking about the money. You could pull up with the money. But is you pulling up with the drama? Like, what is it, you know? I hope that they can resolve it outside of the courts. Like Rod Wave did say, you don't have to sue me. I'm hoping that he means everything he said in a respectful way. He's willing to pay him a certain amount. It's not extortion. It's proper.
Rod Wave said he gonna pay you, don't sue him. I talked to Rod Wave this morning, bro. He ain't pull up yet, but I talked to him this morning, told him, you know, it ain't gotta go there, but you know, I talked to him, told him what I wanted.
You on that like I stole some shit. How these bringing up all these lyrics like I stole some shit. You dumb bitch. If it's public record, how the fuck I stole it? I ain't stole some shit like a bitch was trying to come up with some shit and I stole that shit. What the fuck you talking about, man? With your lame, stupid ass, huh?
You know, you don't want to go through all them legalities. Who wants to? Boosie really shouldn't want to. But a lot of people are calling him wanting to sue as snitching. And I don't think so. You know, y'all see a lot of folks doing copyright infringement lawsuits and stuff like that. And y'all don't say that about them. Y'all don't say that about Barry Gordy and all of them that done fought for shit. Y'all didn't say that about Michael Jackson. Y'all don't say that about no Caucasian artists. Y'all don't say that. So it's not fair to say that now. If it was in a certain setting, it's snitching. If it's in a certain setting where it's like Gunna, like that's snitching. And you could still listen to Gunna. Like, it's certain loopholes with that, because he ain't snitch on me. But Boosie ain't snitch, and he's not threatening to snitch. He did threaten to go legal with it, which I feel like anybody should, any creator should. You know, word for word, Raw Wave, you could have put some other words to that and did the beat. And that's a sample. A huge thing that I'm tired of in today's time in 2023. 2023 has been the year of samples. And I'm not just talking about the beats from prior artists from 10, 20 years ago. I'm talking about word for word sampling their actual fucking chorus, verse, hook, whatever the fuck you want to put it as, you know? They're taking it, it's Lotto doing it. Sweetie did it. And it's like, it's fine. You know, I like Sweetie. I don't too much like Lotto, but I like Sweetie. She just she needs something of her own. Like, the remakes get tired to me. Like, what do you have in your artistry? Y'all mean to tell me ain't nobody making no fresh beats in this bitch? That's what's crazy to me. That's insane. But I digress on that. That's a topic for a whole nother day. You know, hopefully they can resolve this outside of the courts, like I said. I have all hope that they can. And it shouldn't have, like, this type of thing shouldn't have hit the damn social medias before, you know, they had a conversation. That just gives me, like, Boosie, come on now. Like, hit him on Instagram, hit him on something. See who's people of his that you might be in mutual contact with. Do something other than coming to Instagram. It's your girl B Octavia. Make sure y'all sound off in the comments below, and I will see y'all in my next video.